And as we start this meeting, there is one person who is not here, a very significant, consequential statesman, without whom we would not be sitting in the formation that we are sitting today. And in his honor, and to appreciate and honor him for his contribution, not just to our nation, not even to our government, but to us being seated in the formation that we are today in Naivasha. I want to request you that you observe a minute of silence in honor of the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, our former Prime Minister. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. ODM. We're going to have a very candid conversation. And that is why I have no notes. Because we want to have a heart-to-heart, candid conversation about where we were, what we have done with the last 4 years, initially as Kenya Kwanza, subsequently as broad-based, and to chart the way forward. I want to talk to you, friends, as a Kenyan and as a patriot. Because this meeting is very consequential. The broad-based family is the largest gathering of political leaders in Kenya. This broad-based family is only second to the grand coalition government. And therefore, where you are seated today, understand the consequence of your being here. Our nation, Kenya, today depends to a very large extent on this team that is seated here. It is not easy to put together 250 plus members of the National Assembly and almost 45 senators and governors, the two largest formations in Kenya, political formations, are seated in this room. And therefore, the future of our nation is dependent on the decisions that we make in this meeting. And therefore, all of us seated here must understand the weight of the decisions we make because they will influence how Kenya moves into the future. If you look at our manifesto as Kenya Kwanza, and you look at the manifesto of the then Azimio, you will find that there are areas of convergence. There are areas that for a very long time, all of us, as the people of Kenya, have always wanted to achieve, albeit using different means. And it is the reason why I did ask the Kenya Kwanza team, and I know they are sitting here and they remember. And I told them then, and I will tell this team today, that the challenge is not so much that we have won the elections. It is not even that we have a manifesto upon which we had discussed in many fora with the people of Kenya. The challenge is if we have the courage and the mettle to implement the manifesto and the commitment we made to the people of Kenya. To the Kenya Kwanza team, I am very, very proud of you. Very, very proud. Yes. I know I took many of you through very difficult decision-making journeys. Yes. You remember the difficult meetings we had on housing, the difficult meetings we had on implementing health, on making sure that we have a new formula to fund our education, and on all the other issues. And I remember telling you then that it is not necessary to be popular all the time. The Bible says there's a time for everything. Today, we have a track record that is second to none. Our brothers and sisters in ODM did not find it any difficult when we decided that we were forming a broad-based government, because in the agenda we were implementing, they could see their own plan in ODM, the plan they had gone to the election with, being implemented in part by our administration. And I want to say to my friends, my brothers and sisters in ODM, thank you very much for putting the interests of the nation ahead of other interests. I stand here today to say I am very, very proud of my former party. Yes. And you, led by my brother Raila Odinga, and now my elder brother Oburu Oginga, will go down in history as a party that when the nation was at crossroads, you chose to point forward for the nation. And that is why this meeting is very consequential. Because we bring a hybrid of ideas. We converge the plan that was in Azimio, broadly, largely carried by ODM, and converge it with the plan of Kenya Kwanza. And that is why, in the last 2 years, the program of implementing what we wanted for Kenya has picked up pace. There has been an acceleration of the delivery of our plan ever since our brothers and sisters from ODM joined us and we became a broad-based administration. I'm a very proud person, yes, because it is very rare to be a leader of a team as big, as committed as the one we have in this room today. Listen, guys. The other side is in chaos. I don't have to say that. I don't have to explain. Yeah? So, as we meet here today, the future of our nation is the subject of our conversation. We have done what we have always wanted to do as a nation on universal health coverage. Whether it is the numbers of citizens that are enrolled, the numbers of citizens that are treated, the amounts of money we are paid to hospital facilities. My good friends, governors are here in our midst. They will bear witness that health facilities in very remote places, today they receive money from Social Health Authority and money they have never seen in years. They've never seen that kind of money. And we are improving the whole of that space. We have done whatever we needed to do on our commitment on savings. We did make a commitment that understanding that investments in a nation is dependent on savings. We did rearrange the structure. The nation, Kenya, today, we can proudly say, in the last 3 years, we have raised our savings in the National Social Security Fund from 312 billion shillings, today 680 billion shillings, and by June next year, at our National Social Security Fund, we will have reached the target of 1 trillion Kenya shillings. That is how you build a solid base for a nation. We have done what we needed to do in trying to expand opportunity, whether it is in the economic space, whether it is in making credit affordable, lifting many people who had been blacklisted in credit rating agencies or bureaus. We've lifted 7 million people from CRB. We've made more people access credit. Interest rates have come down. Exchange rates have come down. Our dollar reserves have gone up. Inflation has come down. We can proudly stand before the nation and say we have moved the needle in the right direction. We can speak about many other aspects. Housing that has been a challenge to us, how to create jobs. the largest challenge we have as a nation, how to create jobs. We can speak proudly about the jobs we have created in housing, the jobs we have created in export of what we are calling overseas employment, what we have done on the digital space, and all the other things that we have done together. We are going to an election. And when we are going to an election, we have come here so that we can go to the people of Kenya and tell them, you gave us a mandate. What have we done with that mandate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is the reason why we are coming back to you to tell you we have discharged our responsibility on the mandate you gave us. But that is not sufficient. We have another plan going into the future. We are requesting for your mandate so that we can continue and do it even better going into the future. We did it when we were not so big a team. We now have an even bigger team that gives us the momentum for us to take the country to the next level. When we say that we are bidding that our country in our lifetime can become a first world country, it is because we have demonstrated what is achievable if we stand together. Our track record speaks for itself. I know when we challenge our competitors to give us their track record, they fumble and mumble and they say nothing because they do not have one. So, we not only have a track record, we have a practical, clear plan for the future of our nation. And the most important part of this is that we are the team that speaks of inclusivity, that speaks about Kenya in its totality. The team that is not measured by rhetoric or slogans. We can account in practical terms in the experiences of the Kenyan people. For a very long time, politics has been about division, convenience. This time round, we are saying no part of Kenya will be left behind. We're going to move together. Yeah? Those of us who are talking about regions and tribes and things, we're telling them we've gone beyond that. We are beyond that. We are a nation built upon our diversity. And our diversity is our strength. It is not our weakness. So, this is the team that is going to make sure that every part of Kenya belongs. Every part of Kenya, every Kenyan, irrespective of who they are, can belong and must go forward. Listen, friends, the single most important issue every Kenyan want to know how it's going to be sorted is the issue of their well-being, the issue of the cost of living and how every Kenyan stands up and belongs to this country. And that is the reason why Section 43 of the Constitution is very important. It is the reason why on Wednesday, I want us to have a conversation about the future development charter of our nation. How we are going to make every Kenyan have a job, access to education, access to health, access to water, decent roads, decent living conditions. That is the conversation we must have, because every Kenyan wants to know how they are going to own a home, how they are going to have food on their table, how their children are going to go to school, how their children will access healthcare and their families. That is the answer that we must answer as a leadership. Destiny has chosen that we are the team that will see our nation unlock the potential that has always been in our country. And I am very, very confident about the future of Kenya. I am very, very confident about the future of this nation. Listen, fellow leaders, we have what it takes. This team has what it takes to take this country in the next 20, 25 years to a first world country. I am persuaded, beyond any reasonable doubt, that if we keep the focus, if we keep the momentum, nothing, I say nothing, will stop this nation from being a first world country that Kenya always should be. And you are the team that will make that possible. I promise that I will lead from the front. I promise that I will partner with each and every one of you. We will learn from the wisdom of Mzee Oburu Odinga, the understanding of many leaders here, the energy of the young people in our midst here, and there are many. And together, we are going to make Kenya proud. The next election, we must win. By God's grace, we must win the next election. Inshallah, we must win the next election. Not for your sake, for the sake of Kenya. Because the alternative is difficult to fathom. You know? So we have no choice, friends. You know? As you sit here, you have no choice. Because the alternative, I shudder. Because a group of people who have no plan, no agenda, no policy, no vision, is too dangerous for Kenya. And so I want to ask you with whole humility that we must bear with one another. You know? And you people must also understand that we've been here before. You know, we've been here before. This is not the first time we are having a collision. Is it the first time? No. Azimio was a collision, wasn't it? Kenya Kwanza was a collision, wasn't it? So, what is the problem? Shida iko wapi sasa? Broad-based collision, kwani itakuwa iko miujiza ingine? Si tutafanya tu collision vile tulifanya zile zingine? Na tutaelewana vile tutatembea pamoja? Kwa hivyo, watu watoe wasiwasi bana. Sisi ndio mafundi wa hii maneno. Na tuko na mafundi wa kutosha, tutaunda hii kitu na itakuwa serikali. Na tutasonga mbele kwa pamoja. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Kwa hivyo, mimi nasema karibuni sana wabunge, karibuni sana senators, karibuni sana governors wetu, CSS wako hapa, na sisi wote ni timu moja. Asanteni sana, na waenzi, na wapenda. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Your Excellency, we moved on when we joined this broad-based government. And as you know, before we joined the broad-based government, we were together in a handshake government with President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta did not give ODM even a single minister, even a single permanent secretary. The only thing which President Uhuru Kenyatta gave us was a promise to give us the presidency. Well, 2 years ago, it would not have been possible to imagine this kind of a mixture in a hall anywhere in Kenya. Because just about 2-3 years ago, we were serious competitors in a democratic state of Kenya. We were competing, not competing to take power for ourselves. We were competing to take power to the people, to help in the commitment to develop our nation further and push it forward and make it better than we found it. We are now tied together. We are with an umbilical cord, and this umbilical cord should be nursed, and we must urge that let us be straightforward. If you have any issue that you want to raise, please raise it honestly, but don't be a fence sitter. Because we say, in Kijaluo we say, if you face the lake, face it squarely. Because if you face it squarely, it is a blessing. And if you turn your back to it, it is a blessing. And if you are neither looking at it and neither turning your back to it, it is a curse. It is a curse. Don't sit in the fence. You must decide where you are. Because we want to know who is with us and who is not with us. If you are not with us, you are not with us. If you are with us, you are with us. And let's speak very, very frankly. And I hope that those who are the implementers, we also have our ministers. For the first time, now ODM has a very, very senior position in this government. We have the CS for finance, and that is where food is cooked. That is the center of the government. That is the one keeping the wealth of the government. And yes, and we also have a Tandi in Yes. Yeah, in parliament. So, ODM, you should not say that you have nothing, that you are getting nothing. If you are getting nothing, then first of all, let us blame our own people. Because they are also inside. So today, as we get account of what is happening in the broad-based government, we are getting it as part and parcel of this great, this broad-based government. We are not getting it as outsiders sitting to listen. Now, let President Ruto tell us what he has done and what he has not done. We have also been participating in doing. Your Excellency, we came here as a fraternity. We came here to jail together. We came here to fraternize. We came here to think about the future of our country. In the next 2 days, we are going to look at issues which affect our country, the issues which we have achieved, and what we are planning to achieve. The issues which will catapult this great community of ours of ODM and order to power next year in 2027. Your Excellency, those issues are serious issues. We have been in a struggle. First, the struggle was to get the independence of this country. For this, we struggled for this country to become independent from the colonial power. But, Your Excellency, after independence, our people took power. We came into the place of control of our own destiny. The country has gone through revolutions. The country has gone through many waves. The first wave was when multi-party was abandoned and our country became a one-party state. And our party struggled. Our people struggled because they saw that the whole world was not going single party. Because single party was leading to dictatorship. It was not allowing proper democracy to prevail in the country. So people fought and sacrificed, and there are Kenyans who lost their lives in the struggle to change this country and remove that oppressive law making Kenya a one-party state.
Just to comment the progress that we've made and to say how I am amazed by what teamwork does. Teamwork makes work light and makes efficiency better. Kwa hivyo nimeshukuru sana, na leo ni siku ya kuzungumza, ya kuelewana na kuona mahali tumefika na vile tunaendelea tukisonga mbele. Hii broad-based, Mheshimiwa Rais, imetusaidia sana, imeturahisishia kazi ya siasa na hata kazi ya kukusaidia kuendesha serikali ambayo unaongoza. Kwa hivyo, I think I'll be in order kusema ya kwamba hii broad-based ni fire sana. Ni fire si fire. Ni power si power. Ni fire na power kwa sababu tuko na power man in the house.
This gathering, Your Excellency, comes at a very important moment to our nation. The broad-based government represents an important opportunity to bring Kenyans together across political divide and to place the interests of the country above partisan considerations. The presence here today of leaders from UDA and ODM, alongside the governors, deputy governors, members of parliament and senators, cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, is itself a powerful demonstration that Kenya's political leadership can come together in pursuit of a common national agenda. Our unity must not simply be a political arrangement, Your Excellency. It must translate into better lives for our people, more jobs and opportunities for our young people, stronger healthcare and education systems, improved infrastructure, greater investments, and a more prosperous and inclusive economy. As we look ahead, we are also conscious that the political environment, Your Excellency, will become increasingly demanding as we approach next year's elections. And elections are an important part of our democracy, but they must never become a source of division that undermines the progress we have made as a country. The period ahead will require maturity, restraint, courage, and a commitment to dialogue. We must be able to compete politically while preserving the bonds that hold our nation together. We must remember that beyond political parties and electoral contests, we remain one Kenya, and our people expect us to put their interests first. This retreat, therefore, comes at exactly the right time. I sincerely hope that our discussions over the coming days will be candid, constructive, and honest. Your Excellency, let us speak openly about the opportunities before us, the challenges we face, and the concerns of the people we represent. Let us listen to one another, challenge ideas, Your Excellency, respectfully, and most importantly, emerge with a clearer sense of purpose and a renewed commitment to serving Kenyans.